Everyone's inconsistent at the moment. That defeat for Spurs comes on the back of 3 wins. Man City have been up and down for the last 6 games. Aston Villa, they lost, they drew, they won. Arsenal, we saw them get beat. That was on the back of a draw. Yeah. And Liverpool, their last win was on the back of 2 draws. So everyone's incredibly inconsistent at the top end of the Premier League at the moment. What if you're a Spurs fan, what would you have made of last night's performance? Not necessarily the result, but the performance.
Listen, I thought they played okay. I thought they created a lot of chances. Brighton, as you said there, on any given day, they can do that to anybody when they start playing their football. There were times they took risks, right? And sometimes the risk Brighton took, I was a bit like, oof, really? But it worked. They managed to get out from the press a couple of times. There were a couple of situations where Spurs probably should have done better. That decision-making, I think Brennan Johnson had a couple. Richarlison, of course, had a couple. But it's one of those things. On paper now, 4-2 doesn't look as bad. It probably could have been more because Brighton did have chances as well. But yeah, it's one of them where it's almost a blip. They had a great run of results. They were a brilliant first part of the season, Spurs. They had that run where they lost a few games, but even in them games played well. Again, it's just a blip in the road. But as I said, Brighton can do that to anyone. Do you know what I mean? Anyone can go down there and get it from Brighton.
Where do you think the Spurs will finish this season? It's so difficult to predict at the moment. But at the moment, as things currently stand in the Premier League, I wouldn't be too dissatisfied if I was a Spurs fan with how things are going. I think you're more upset as a Spurs fan with the injuries you've got. Not necessarily where you are in the league. What, you're 5th at the moment?
I think you're within biting distance, aren't you? You're
point behind City. Yeah.
You're in the mix, but you're right. It's so inconsistent at the top. If a team could put 3-4 wins together, which Man City probably will do now,
you're so worried about that.
You have to be. You look at their fixture now. They've got Sheffield United next.
Yeah, but you've got easy games coming up.
Okay, but these are their next games, right? Man City's Sheffield United. They'll win that. Huddersfield in the cup. Okay, put that to the side. Newcastle away might be tricky, but they're having a bit of a rotten luck. Then they've got Burnley, then Brentford, then Everton.
Yeah, but you've got a nice run of games coming up as well.
Yeah, I'm talking about them.
No, I know. Let's speak to Matt. He's a Spurs fan. Hi, Matt.
Hello, mate. You all right?
I'm good. Very well. Happy New Year to you. Happy Christmas and all that.
You too.
You watched the game last night, I'm guessing?
I did indeed.
19 shots, only 4 on target. Was that the problem?
Yeah, obviously it was the problem, but I think how you got to look at it is they went 4-0 up in 75 minutes or so, was it?
Yeah.
Something about that, and which obviously was shocking, it is shocking, but then you've got to actually deep it a little bit more. The fact that, we had 2 goals disallowed for offside, rightly so. We hit the post twice with Richarlison and Højbjerg near the end, and we had a couple of decent chances, kind of cleared off the line. Like Pedro Porro had one, Udogie had a couple. So for me, I feel like we had the more clear-cut chances.
You say that, but they hit the post a couple of times. Yeah. They had a few chances.
Yeah, they did, but I feel like their more clear-cut chances, Darren, you'll know as a striker, their more clear-cut chances was the João Pedro one where he went clean through and the Danny Welbeck one. Yeah. I feel like we had more clear-cut chances which could have led to goals than what they did. And it's crazy when you think about it because, as I said, we only really got out of not even first gear in the 80th minute or whenever the lead scored. So it was crazy to think that we could still potentially, probably could have, and maybe look at it, should have won that game, even though it was 4-0 down in 75 minutes.
Matt, let me ask you a question because I was on social media last night. I watched the game and then was on social media, and someone who was getting a bit of stick and I thought was a bit harsh was Brennan Johnson. What have you made of him so far since he's been at Tottenham?
I think arguably he's the closest thing we've kind of had since an Aaron Lennon, Gareth Bale. Do you know what I mean? He's very direct. I'm not comparing him to Gareth Bale. I'm not that stupid. But, he's so direct. He's got the pace. He can get balls in behind. But I just feel like it's his final product. He's got a couple of assists this year, which have been good. But there was a couple of chances yesterday. There was one where Pedro Porro played a beautiful ball over the top. Yeah. And he kind of just had it caught in his feet. And I'm a bit like, he either could have tried to chip the goalie or with the pace that he's got. I think he was up against that Igor guy, a left back, who's built. He's a big boy, but he's not as fast as Brennan Johnson. So
Matt,
he could have done a bit more.
Let me ask you a question. There's a reason I'm asking. How old are you?
I'm 29 in February.
29. Since you've been a Spurs fan, who's your best ever goalkeeper?
Best ever goalkeeper? If Lloris weren't so pony the past couple of years, I would have said Lloris.
Yeah, but
I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably go for Vicario. I know he's only been there half a year, but the amount of games he's kept us in, genuinely, I feel like he's best keeper in the league. People might laugh at me, but he's best keeper in the league.
Matt, February the what?
February the 4th.
Why did you ask that?
Because I'm the 6th.
What was it, mate? Well, you're 10.
No, nice, yeah, it's nice to know.
Let's speak to Piresh. Joins us. Hi, Piresh.
Hello, mate. It's Priyesh, but how you doing, Jeff?
Priyesh, I do apologise.
Do you know what? And it says Priyesh on the screen, so I don't know what he's reading.
I can't see anything because my eyes are so bad. How are you, Priyesh?
I'm good, thank you, mate. Just driving back to the family now.
Oh, nice. Okay. How old are you? I'm going to ask you the same question.
Older than the other fella, mate. I'm 43 now.
So you've seen a few more goalkeepers.
Yes.
Best Spurs goalie in your lifetime is who? I don't remember him.
Probably the Viking, mate. Erik
Torsvet.
Yeah,
wow.
Probably.
He's going back.
And then after that, Hugo's been fantastic, but like the last fella said, mate, Vicario, we've pulled something out of the bag for him, you know, for 16, 17 million.
Yeah.
Like I'd say he's up there with Alisson, and he is the best in the league.
I think Alisson, Edison, and then the rest. But go on, what were you going to say, Priyesh?
Look, I see that there's a lot of talk about, you know, I think your words were, our Spurs are in trouble or something like that before, you know, you went to the break and Spurs fans called it. I don't think we are, mate. You know, our manager's been in place, 4 months now? And, you know, we've got 10 players injured. I know a lot of other teams have got players injured, but in the system he wants to play, I think we're 6 points off top. We're not going to win the league. We're not trying to win the league, but I think we'll comfortably finish top 5 this season. We've got players coming back. Van der Ven's back next month. Bentancur was an unfortunate another injury. Maddison will be back. I think we'll be fine, mate. I think Big Ange could be the promised land, mate.
Okay, all right.
He sounds like my old next door neighbour called Doug when I used to live in London.
Not him, because it's Priyesh.
Yeah, no, yeah. I wonder where Doug is. Hope he's all right.
What's his surname?
I don't know what his surname because I was at Spurs.
Okay. Doug?
He was an Arsenal fan who used to live next door to me in London.
Doug. Did he know you?
Yeah, we used to go around to some barbecues.
Doug, if you used to live next door to Darren Bent, when?
Around 2008.
2008. Phone up.
Yeah, Doug. I like Doug. I miss Doug.
Yeah?
Hey, best chicken wings ever.
Okay. Doug, or if you know Doug, from whereabouts? What area?
Hadleywood.
Hadleywood. Doug in Hadleywood. We'll get him on the show.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.